Hello everyone. So we're gonna start with the second uh, tutorial on node.js basic. So in this, like I said, we're gonna learn different patterns that we can use in our module.exports while writing code in node.js. So we're gonna start with that. So let's open our Visual Studio Code. I just wrote like this was the like we did in last tutorial. Like we really created a function and basically passed it through module.exports. So what we're gonna do, we are passing this thing, and app.just gonna require that, and we just basically run that. So not all of us uses Microsoft Visual Code, right? So I'm gonna teach you, and not teach, yeah, but just everyone knows it's the basic, but yeah, we should be able to do that. I'm gonna show you how to run the code, not from Visual Studio Code, but from the terminal. So first I'm gonna open the command prompt from the file directory. You should be be here, and I'm gonna command, and like you said, I want to open my app.js file, right? So what I'm gonna write, app.js, and it run. You see that? Hello. You saw that on the terminal, right? So it's happening that. Okay, what was that? See? Yeah. So let's. Okay. Yeah. Little zoom it so you guys can see it clearly. Yeah. So what we're gonna do next now, I'm gonna show you the second way of doing things, right? Like we said about we're gonna learn different patterns. So let's make a new file. I'm gonna say it greet2.js. Greet2.js, is it correct? It is greet2.js. Yeah, this is the second thing, right? Let me show you how I'm just making you learn by comparing things. So like I said, I'm just copy this code and show you like how I'm gonna do it now. Like in a first thing, what we did, that we just passed this function, and then the name we passed by giving its name, right? So what we can do is, instead of making a var and then passing it through, what we can do is we can directly include our function like that. Means that what I'm saying, that let's remove this greet from here like this, and I'm gonna include my function, this thing. Let's Control X, cut it, paste. You see that I just directly passed my function into module.export. So what is this gonna do? This thing, module.export is an object, right? It's gonna export my this function into the other file where I'm requiring this stuff, right? So this is the second pattern. So let's not say it hello. Let's say something else like namaste. Okay, should be a little Indian accent. Namaste. So app.js, in app.js what I did, let's make another var greet. Okay, let's make it greet1 to be more precise and clear, not be confusing. And I'm gonna make it this thing be greet2, right? We're gonna require same stuff, but the file name is changed, right? Greet2.js. And what I'm saying, yeah, so we gave that function to greet2, and greet2, yeah, we should be able to invoke it, right? Greet2 function. Let's see, let's run it in console. Okay, there are many of them, right? Okay, so let's do it with this and close the other ones. We don't need that. Okay, so same thing, node app.js. I run it. You see that? Hello and namaste. So this is the second pattern that I showed you. Instead of making a var and then including it, I directly pass the function into my module.exports object. You getting it? Yeah. So it's simple, nothing much complex. So now let's introduce you with a third pattern like we're gonna learn. Like, okay, now let's name it create3.js. Yeah. So what we are gonna do it like, it's not that I'm gonna be passing a function through an object or like directly a function into the module.exports object. I can also make a new object through my function constructor and pass it to module.exports. Like, so what is the function? Making an object through a constructor, right? Function constructor. So you guys should be knowing a basic of JavaScript. Like we make object like this. There are two ways by making object literal, and the second is the construction function. So this is the second one, through constructor. So what we say, we should name it creating machine. It's by convention that we give a capital to our construction function. So we're gonna create our new object, and in construction functions we use this, like this dot message will be let's think this should more different. Yo, yeah, should be cool. Yo, and the second one will be a function. What function? A create function. Everyone is create function, and let it be a function. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, it's a function, right? So it's a function, and I'm gonna console dot log message, only my message. Yeah. So I have this constructor function created, and what I'm gonna do now is the same thing. I'm gonna, from this module, I'm gonna export what? A object which has the same message and like these properties, the message property and the greet property. Okay, so I'm gonna make it this, because the object that I'm creating, this will refer to that. This refers to the object which is currently accessing this function, right? So module.exports new, I use new to make my new object. And what is the new, what I'm making? Creating machine. Creating machine. See that? New creating machine, like that. I'm passing my object which is made through this function constructor. So let's go to our app.js file, and here I'm gonna require this thing and greet 3. This is the third pattern. Yeah. So we're gonna require this, and we're gonna pass greet 3.js. Okay. Now, like we said that we are passing this object, right? This is an object which will be passed to our greet3, and this greet3 objects will have properties that are message and greet function, which is the function greet. Yeah. So we're gonna through this object of greet3, we're gonna access this greet function which was passed. The object was passed through this function constructor. So let's see first what is happening. So this is the function greet3. So we're gonna do greet3. Okay, let me space it out. Greet3 dot I want to access that greet function, right? Greet function, and so greet it should be giving me yo. What we have, that message, right? We had yo, yeah, yo. We have yo, so let's run it. Node.js, and we have what we have. Oh, we got a reference error. It says that message is not defined. Let me see, man. What was that? Message not defined. Okay, let me see. Message not defined. No, what was that? Message not defined. Message. Okay. So I think I might be having some typo here. This dot message is equal to yo, and this dot greet is equal to function console dot log. Message. So I'm having my, let me see, greet function greet3.js. I'm having message is not defined at 7:17. 7, so 7, this thing here, it's showing that some message problem over here. Okay, forget it. What we gonna write? We gonna write our own yo. We don't need your message. So let's write yo, like yo. We don't want your yo. We have our own yo. So yeah, app.js, I require that. I should be having yo this time. Should be first. Let me clean it. Ruckus. Node app.js. Yeah, hey, there you go. We have a hello master yo. So you see that in this greet3.js, we created our own new function, new object through a function constructor, and we passed that object in our module.exports. Like I said, it's not like we always gonna pass function to it. Through module.exports, we can pass the objects too. And this is another thing that we could have done. Like we could have shortened this thing, right? So it's just an object, right? So it's no point of being writing this again. I could have also done, like, if I have done greet, just remove it like this. Yeah. So what is happening here? I got my module.export object, which was an object that was created by the function constructor, and in that object I want to invoke this create function, which I did here by invoking it right there. You see that? I should be having same result, right? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Node app.js. Oh, there you go. I have the same output. Hello, namaste, and yo. So it's your choice, man. Just the same thing. Okay. Now, this is the third. No, the last pattern that I'm gonna showing to be. We have done third. It's now fourth, right? Git4.js. Now, what we do in really, like, we don't make all the code, all the logic in our module visible to another module. So what we do, we use this method in our in production mainly. We use this method, which is this method is quite this pattern basically is quite popular. It's called pattern viewing scheme, something like that. So just forget it. You should be able to do what we were supposed to. Like, okay, now something else. Hola. I do Spanish. Hola. Okay, so I'm making a function. Where function? Let me see. Same greet. Okay, greet, and I'm gonna console.log this function message. Yeah, this one, and I'm gonna pass message. Yeah, the spelling is right. Great. Okay. Now I'm gonna module.exports this method. Which method? The greet function. So you see that here I'm only passing my greet function in my module.export object. I'm not passing this whole message, right? I'm not passing a message. It must be something like anything private message, right? Can be anything, can be any logic or whatever. So there's no need to pass the whole stuff into my module.export, but just pass the functionality, the thing that I require in my other module, which is in our case is app.js. So I'm just passing my greet function. So let's see, let's save it, and I'm app.js. Okay, now this was 3.4, and let's say okay, require, yeah, right. Greet 4.js. Okay, I will be passed here. I will be passed with this function, right? So this thing should be having that function, and what I'm gonna invoke that function by like this. So this is our fourth pattern. Let's see, man. We should be having output like hello, namaste, yo, and hola. Okay, let's run it. Node app.js. Okay, yeah, there you go. Hello, namaste, yo, and hola, the four lovely greetings that we get. So you see that there are four patterns. The first pattern we learned was this, passing that function. Second pattern is just modification of the first. We just removed that var thing and directly included a function into a module.export object, right? And a third pattern, we learned how to pass a function through a function constructor, that we made a new object and that we passed that new object through module.exports to our app.js file, right? Fourth one is we not passed everything in our module to our module.exports object or through our module.exports object. We passed the functionality only and we didn't pass the message. So the basically how it works, that this is how just modules work. Basically how it's gonna do is that the greet function will be passed and the greet function will be able to access this message through this. So we don't need to pass this message over to that object app.js, right? So just quite curious, man. We should be seeing how it is accessing that message, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna debug it like we saw in the first video. Debug it. So we got 2 breakpoints. Yeah, we know how these things are working, right? I want to see, I'm just curious how this greet 4 is working. Okay, now I'm gonna debug it. You see the launch there, so I don't need to, the JSON and all that thing is created beforehand. I'm gonna debug it. Let's see. Okay, so hey guys, we have debugger stop at there 14th line. So here what we have in greet 1, we have of that function which was hello. Greet 2, we have function, it was namaste. Greet 3 was yo, and you see that greet 3 directly got called. Basically we passed that function directly to it, so it's saying that it's undefined right now because we didn't pass it, we directly called it. In greet 4 what we have nothing here right now because we are stopping at here, it's not yet processed. So I'm gonna move little down like this. You see that a function has been passed to it, and it is that greet function. Okay, and what we have more, we have that module and the require function. Okay, now we should be seeing in a function again, let me see, in a greet for function, yeah, here it was the message. Let's breakpoint it here, and let's go again and move, removed, and here, like we have are now in depth, like these are the core modules of node.js. So we don't want to include everything in that. We go with the normal execution. We're not going to go inside the core module. So it's just end. The result was printed in the debug. Actually, I just maximized the screen so you couldn't be able to see it, but it worked like that. So let me see. Let me make it more clear to you guys. So this time what I'm doing this breakpoint here, and a breakpoint here, right? Okay, what's happening? Let me first remove this. Yeah. Okay. So I'm again gonna make this thing more clear to you guys how it's working. Okay. So let's debug it first again, and I'm gonna like beautiful green button. Just press it. Let's see. Yeah, it's again stopped. The same things that we saw last time. Now let me make it more visible. I hope you guys will be able to see it. Let's step it over. I'm gonna greet. You see that? You see, I just passed my greet function, not my message. So how it worked that I passed my greet function, it got me over to there. You see that greet4.js. It is greet4.js, and my control went inside the greet.js 4.js file, and what we have message Ola. So we didn't pass this message in my app.js. So what we have is that when we require a particular function, the control goes over that module, which in our case is greet4, and it directly accesses this function message, which we haven't passed it to our app.js. This great, like this functionality we require very much in our projects that we make. We don't want everything to be visible. You see that the message is getting passed Ola, and let's see, go, yeah. So we got basically it's over. We got a result. So that's how it's working. Let's close this. So guys, if you like my video, like it, comment it, subscribe it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.